Hey everyone, happy
Hello,
Sabbath
happy Sabbath. Welcome everybody to eCafe.
to another great week of eCafe, a place where we engage with each other and engage with God. It was in the description here as everybody kind of comes in. Say your hellos, say your highs as you catch up to us. In the description here, for those who aren't used to eCafe, to know what we're about, think of it almost like after church. A lot of times when church used to end, you sometimes stick around after church, or we'd get together to go to somebody's house for potluck. So this is our place where we kind of connect with other believers or non-believers and just have a time where we can just laugh, connect, and hopefully be inspired. Let's see who we have with us this week. We have
for the win.
Okay. Well, I mean, I'm pulling in to see who we have. Let me see. And we have the Oseguera.
Hey.
All right. Right before we do this here, I'm gonna see if there's any chance that I could get. I'm gonna see if there's any chance I could get a hello here from Everly. It's not usually the case, so I'm gonna see what I can do. Hi, Everly.
Everybody say hi.
Oh, she can't hear me. I'll see if I just wave. See if I get any.
Wait.
No.
Hola.
Look, she's almost smiling. She's almost smiling.
Thumbs up.
She's almost smiling.
Everly, ¿cuántos años tienes?
Hey, Everly.
She's like,
She just had a birthday.
How old are you?
She gets stage fright, all right? Because as soon as we're off here, every time she sees, like right now when she saw what's next, she goes, Pastor Dave, and she'll say,
He said, I want to see Nikki.
and we were having. I feel like I got to share this. We were having breakfast while we were watching the worship service, and she goes, Adrian, Nikki. But she didn't know Suds and Usher, so I had to like go out there and point and be like,
and
Suds,
Usher. Did you say Usher?
I mean Gerald. Yeah. So
That's
we call
bad.
him Usher
Call Gerald Usher.
because he's got a good falsetto, man. I've talked to him. I have
Gerald.
made sure that if
Usher.
it was offensive, I said like I will stop. Like I like to tease him. He was like, no. Oh yeah.
Wait, let's see who's pulling on in. Let's see who's pulling on in here. First, making it. Evie gave us that quick hola.
Listen. I feel like we need to give Evie like an award, a lanyard, like some kind of like
lanyard.
Like a little trophy.
Listen, you are
Next
like
level.
eCafe family numero uno. Okay, like
Always
you
mention
are
it first.
always.
Hey, Janessa, good to see you, my dear. Good to see you. We got everybody kind of coming in.
Simara.
Simara.
I always want a samba when I see Samara.
But like the Christian version of it, right? Like
Listen, we could samba to
Interpretive
Jesus.
dance.
Oh.
Yeah, as long as you have like El Shaddai in the background or something, or one of those songs.
Listen to me.
I'm sure
that was
somebody has created a Christian version of
Listen,
samba.
man. If you Christian version of samba, your hips are lying, is what they're doing.
No,
those
like
hips do lie.
songs.
Those hips do lie. Hey, Ryan.
Ryan.
Gio, good to see you.
G-O.
Alden over there on YouTube. You holding it down?
Alden.
Sending love this way. Travis.
Hey, Travis.
Hey, what's up, happy people to you
Good
too
to
as well,
see
man.
you.
As everybody's kind of giving our hellos and our highs, you guys already know how things work when we are pulling in. We always want you to start off by giving us your highlights. What is your highlight of the week? That's what we're asking for. So as you're coming in, especially if you're new, now's your time. Apparently, we have one highlight here. It's good old Usher. When Usher, guys, by the way, he usually pops in a little bit late. So when Gerald comes in, gives his first comment.
Usher.
Fill the comments up with. So when you see Gerald Bedney, fill the comments up with just Usher. See if he catches it.
That's a compliment, though, right? Like Usher, he can sing.
For sure.
We'll see. Hey, Laura, how you doing?
Laura.
Good to see you. Welcome. Oh, and share it if you guys are first on, so that your family, sometimes we kind of pop on at random times, so people are able to find us as we kind of connect here. So give us your highlights. What's up, Andrew? Yo, I gotta talk to you about sound, man. Let's see what's going on here, man. All right, so you gave us your highlight, David. Is Kara, Leilani, do you guys have a different highlight as the highlights are coming in from everybody else?
Man, it was such a busy week. I have to actually sit and think about this. First of all, I have to remember what happened during.
I know.
You know what I mean?
Not just
Like, it's
yesterday. The whole week.
Exactly.
Trying to just recover with your highlight. Okay, so if I was to put what my highlight of the week was, my highlight of the week, and I mean, was early in the week, like Sunday, Monday, when we just had like 80 degrees,
Oh,
79, 80 degrees.
that's right.
That whole thing, man, what that did to my inner spirit, like it just warmed every part of me. That really, really did it.
No, that's good.
As the highlights are rolling in, what about any have you thought of any?
Man, so I would say a highlight was so I got to have 2 conversations this week that were really powerful. One, I'll be sharing on the show this Sunday, but she actually did what you were talking about, right? She transitioned from being a fan and a groupie to being a follower of God as a result of hearing the story. And she made a huge move in her life, like one that she was so scared to make. And she made it, and so she reached out to me this week, and so that was a meaningful conversation.
Wow.
And then the second one was I got to have a conversation with somebody who's going to be sharing their story in May, and it's just like mind blowing how like movie like this person's life is, and how inspiring their story is because of how they're thriving. So I don't want to share too much, but so those are 2 of my highlights. All right.
I have so many questions that I'm seeing the comments coming in. Kara, are you still thinking?
Oh, my highlight?
Go.
Oh, it was definitely watching Everly open her water table.
Oh, it's her birthday this week.
Yeah, it was her birthday. And when she saw me looking at him one time on my phone, and then every time she would say, I want that. And so I kept telling her, for your birthday. So she would see it and she would say, happy birthday, Awa. And so when she opened it, her face was just like, ah.
She like let out a loud scream.
Yeah, and she was
yell.
like jumping. Oh yeah, it was like those moments where you're just like, yes.
What's a water table?
Where they play
Yeah, it's just like a little like it has like a little addiction thing. It's sitting like right here in our kitchen.
I'll send you a picture later because it's
Okay.
like it's just
It feels like it's a list of one of the toys that I would never get my kids.
no.
It's
Listen,
great for outside.
That's all she does.
but at this age, we have it
I
set
know,
up
that's all
inside,
she does. She
and she'll just
stands
play there
there.
forever.
Yeah,
So it's
just
actually
pouring
kind
water. Just
All
pouring.
right. Well, let's see. I mean, more power to you, man. I'm just seeing water all over the ground in my mind. Hey.
Well, yeah.
All right, let's see what we got here. Travis said kids spring break. All right, so just to be clear, Travis, is kids spring break the highlight or the fact that it's ending? I need clarity there. We're like spring break is over, right? Highlight of the week.
I think he means that they had spring break.
And if it was spring break, tell us what you did. Let's get an update. So once again, guys, I can't tell if these are highlights. Deep clean my place.
Not for you, but yes, that would be a highlight, girl.
Yes, for me, deep cleaning would be the worst week of my life. Having a Velcro teething baby is not easy to keep up with the house all the time.
Meaning like she can't put her down. Like she's
Yeah.
Got it. All right, no. Got it. So being able to check that off.
Yeah.
Oh, that's big. All right. That's huge. Went to see my parents for Easter. This was the first time they saw the baby in person because of COVID.
Oh,
That was super cool.
yes. That's an amazing feeling.
Yeah. No. More power to you. We're still looking forward to that time with on my parents' side. So definitely. I'm not a crier, but who knows what might happen on that day. Anything might happen. Onions might just fall out from the sky. Who knows? Toilet project completed.
All right, go ahead, Andre, with your handy self.
Janessa, we need pics. I need pics in the comments. I need to see the final. You know what I'm saying? If you're gonna really like,
before and after.
Yeah, if you're really celebrate your man here, you gotta have some pics so that we can really do it justice.
How's our toilet project coming?
Shut it.
Bang bang.
Where's Cindy? Where's Cindy?
I
Is
know.
Cindy on here?
No,
I'm gonna send you her number, Kara.
Listen, Kara's parents are coming in a couple of weeks. It'll be done before then. I am not
Okay.
I don't want my father-in-law to be like, It was just a nut
Well,
and
now-
bolt. Come on.
Well, now he'll know.
'cause he's-
Now he'll know because you put it out there.
Because he's super good at all that stuff. Like he knows how to do all that stuff. He's smart that he gets other people to do it, but he knows how. So when he comes here, he'll fix little things, and I'm just like, oh man, I'm like so ashamed. So I got. There's some projects. I got
To his
do.
credit, you did get a part from the store.
I did get the pump.
All right.
Okay, baby steps.
We're moving in the right
Baby steps.
direction.
Yeah.
All right, we'll encourage you. Show some love. Encourage him in the comments here, guys. Give him some love. All right. Can we count last Sabbath? That was a highlight for sure.
Yeah, definitely.
Yes.
That was amazing.
It was.
That was an amazing highlight.
Do you know what? So it's crazy, and it didn't show up on the stream. Like, anyways,
It didn't?
yo. But I want to say the highlight of my week from last week's service was after our first baptism, when Joe came up and said, he's like, "Hey, I'm here. I was watching online. I saw you guys are having baptisms. I want to be baptized."
Yes. But here's why that was powerful, because the backstory to that experience was that the team had felt like, man, we're gonna go out on faith and we're gonna fill out a second tub because we feel like, you know, we need to leave that opportunity open, and
Yeah.
like we feel like someone else is gonna give their life. We didn't know, and you guys didn't know who,
No.
right? You didn't know if anybody would come, but like you left that open by faith, and literally Joe came because he heard that there were going to be baptisms. Like he didn't know we were going to have like,
Another pool or
you know what I'm
anything, yeah.
saying? So like that is so powerful. It was just such a powerful moment.
Yeah, man. I know. Power.
And I hadn't
power.
heard that story. So after Dave baptized the first, Damaris, I was like, okay, well, I guess no one else. And then all of a sudden I hear Dave ramping up because I was trying to pay attention to my daughter, and I was like, wait, what? Like someone else? And so I was like, yeah, it was one of those like spirit-filled moments where I was like, okay, this is why
This is why.
like this is the moments that we
Yeah.
do everything we do, all of the work and effort that goes into, every service is
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
so that
For
we
those.
can see people, so we can see people's lives transform. Right. So when we talk about creating space, like we just created that space that God had already been
Yes.
before. Like God had already God already knew we needed that second trough out there.
Yeah.
Yes.
So,
That's our job, man. Anyways,
Yes. So powerful.
which is back to the sermon today. So, but I don't want to miss the highlights. But
yeah.
I'll definitely.
We can put a finger on that.
All right, I'm holding my finger there, but I'm
Yeah,
itching.
yeah.
I won't lie, I'm itching. All right. So, all right, we want to make sure that we do get this answered.
Dave.
So, question: is Outdoor Sabbath next week or the 24th? All right. So we'll just put this forever as a forever statement. First and third Sabbath of every month will be outdoor church, which in this case is going to be the 17th next week, right? So it's this upcoming Saturday.
So if somebody can write that in the chat, say first and third Sabbath of every month.
Is going to now. You just have to recognize. Look, man, Dave. When Dave gets going, right? Dave is liable to say pretty much anything, right? Like,
Yes.
so I'm gonna let you guys, because this is E-Cafe, we can tell the truth here, and because Dave's not here, so I can talk behind his back. So as we were kind of deciding on I know he's probably watching, but as we're deciding on the sermon title, for example, we're like, all right, so we're thinking about where we're going to such, and Dave was like, shift. And everyone kind of looked, and it felt, something happens, and the Holy Spirit goes, yes. Everyone kind of looked, and we all went, yes, right? That's gonna be the new series, right? So we're like, all right, Dave, you're doing what's next? All right, such. So we had to, when Dave did his take for what's next, he goes, and we want to invite you all to our next sermon series, Switch.
I have it on my phone. Oh, Leilani, you weren't on that texter. That's right.
I didn't know that.
Literally, all of us were like,
Wait, the guy who came up with the
Yeah.
series, yo, I love him.
we were dying, so we had to edit out the word switch. Next sermon series, and the show shift on screen. We were like, next sermon series, and he's like, switch. That was great.
That guy's the best.
So yes,
Graphics too.
Yeah, Dave made all the
Yes,
graphics too. Like,
exactly.
So he
did
spent
all
time
of
with
it.
well,
He
I was
did
down.
all of
I
it.
was down the hall, and I was like, he didn't just say switch. That must just be something I heard because I was in the office while he was filming. I was
Oh,
like, and so I just didn't think about it. And then Moses goes, "Hey,
Oh.
check this out!" Like,
okay, hold on, guys. Hold on, guys. We don't want to miss this. It's happening. It's begun to happen. We have it. 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 We have it here.
Somebody needs to hum a song. No.
No, it's happening. Give Jesus some love. Give Jesus some love. We've got the usher. Let's see if it's been caught yet.
Kara?
I didn't even see what you threw that in.
Peer pressure.
I didn't even catch that, Usher.
Oh.
All right.
He hasn't caught it yet.
So, has he caught it yet? We don't think he's caught it yet,
Usher's
right?
in the house.
All right, we'll see if he catches it. We'll give
Maybe
him.
like a special. We need a special appearance.
We'll give if he gives like a hand wave, then we know that he's caught the Usher comment, right? And then we'll let him in so he's not too left out. But pretty much, here's the thing: if everybody's saying Usher and you're not, that might be a clue.
Oh my god.
That might be a clue that we were talking to
He
you.
will forever be known as Usher.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Let me get these highlights. Let me get these highlights. I
Some
wanna
of the
see.
highlights.
All right. Santa said my highlights being on vacation all week, watching E-Cafe with the dolphins right now.
Oh,
That's not fair.
I know. It's like freezing here.
You know those times you want to celebrate with somebody, but
Yeah, but you're low key feeling some type of way, like.
you're like, so happy for you,
Like,
Santa.
nah, go enjoy the sand between your toes.
No, we are happy for you. We are happy for you, Santa. We show love. Simada said, definitely last Saturday service on the lawn. It felt really good. Thank God. Man, look, which is why I want to make sure
Go get the baby.
there's there was another comment on that same statement here.
Turn him over.
And it said, talking about last week, it said,
Yeah.
said his highlight was seeing Pastor Dave sharing Joe's story. Even at the end of service, he was still excited.
Yep.
Power. All right, couple more. I'm getting
There's
some.
another one.
There was one more. I know. I was saying. So we got some love for the water tables, by the way.
Yes.
And yes, this is what a Velcro baby is here. Is we got Velcro. This attached me 24/7. Here's a highlight. Watching Obed make a huge bonfire in our fire pit at our summer home.
Nice.
We only had one day, but it was amazing. So
I
peaceful.
can imagine. I'll see you for sure.
Oh, sorry. Mother-in-law saw baby Olivia for the first time.
Oh, I'm so happy she got that opportunity.
And I got to see my grandparents together for first time in over a year.
That's amazing.
Man, powerful. Oh, it's a big deal.
Hannah!
She's yelling.
Sorry, I was just so
Wow.
excited because we've been.
So Hannah is a
It's
part
part
of
of
our
our small group.
our life space, and Hannah and Emmy have been praying for a little while for a new home. And if anybody knows anything about the home process right now,
It's nuts.
like if you're like you watch a home online that pops up, you're like, oh, let's go take a look at it. And by the time you arrive at the house, there's 34 offers on the house.
Hannah, that is such a God answered prayer. I'm so excited. I can't wait to chat
Wow,
on Tuesday
that's amazing.
because I
All
know
right.
there's a story.
All right, we did get it. We found it. We got it. He gave us a yeah. That's when he welcome. So you caught it. We for all who know, we're good to have you here. They're good to have you. They're excited to see you here with us, my brother. All right. And there's love coming out to you, Beltrays. They're sending love out. Congrats. That is a big deal. So yes, love. All right, we have time for one more. Zakia right here. Celebrated Lucas's 11th
yay.
birthday. Hey, Zakia, you gotta let us know if Lucas is down for a happy birthday song. You know how we do in E-Cafe. So
Okay,
let me
also,
know if
can I
he's
just
down. If
say-
he's down, we're gonna shoot you a link.
I love her profile picture.
Right?
Like it
It's
just
like her
looks
book
so. Yeah, exactly. That is exactly what it looks like.
It definitely looks like her book cover. So I do want to so two things. I think as we were talking about the idea shift, and we're talking about some of the things that were born out of this time. It was mentioned here as Hannah's talking about God being good, part of our life space here. We do have a special guest as we're talking about life spaces here. We have a special guest, and you know what special guest means. Pew, 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 pew. We have a special guest with us, none other than Charles Kemick.
Hey.
Wow.
How you doing, my brother?
I'm great. The production quality is amazing, by the way. You are wow. This is next level stuff. So
We go all out here across the board. It's pews in the comments, pews over microphone.
look, I will say I was just watching the sermon. I was just admiring the David's hair product, and I would put like the quality of your production on the level of the detail, like their hair product placement. It's those two are they're married, if you will. So kudos.
Wait, you know what? We get our hair cut by the same person too.
You must. Honestly, every hair is just perfectly in place. I love it.
And our schedules are matched up too. Like it's like within a day of each other we get our haircut. Sorry, Adrian, are you trying to talk?
No, I'm with you.
That's the thing.
I'm still dying, and I love that he calls you guys the Davids.
The David.
It always gets me. But
Can I say when we were talking about what we were gonna do, because both of your guys' names were David, like there were some crazy things coming out, like David Square, like we were just like coming up with all these like random nicknames, like which one was gonna stick. So,
Well,
the Davids is pretty cool.
David's definitely works when they're both together. You know what?
Yeah.
It's actually surprised me that even it kind of clicked for the most part. Like if I'm talking like, oh, David said blah blah, Pastor David, they're like, wait, Dave or David? People actually ask that question.
Yes.
in
So it
trying to get
actually
clarity.
worked.
Yes.
We were like, we gotta infuse people to call one.
BC
thing.
wins for best hair in North America division. Definitely. I think between Dave, and myself, I think we are definitely leading the game for best hair. I think the comments would agree. All these, the comments will definitely agree, right? That's how we work.
That is how
All
we
right.
work.
So I wanna ask you a quick question here. So Chuck, we are Charles Kemick. I want to toss a question to you. So Life Spaces, right? You have been doing a Life Space for how long? When did you start, and how long have you been rolling with it?
Oh man, since the first season. So I don't know when was that? Last March, April that you all first launched. Yeah. So we've been rocking since the beginning of the pandemic, really.
Whoa. All right, so you tell me what has made it like is it something you've enjoyed or found value in?
Oh, 100%. Yeah, I think first of all, it was pivotal at the time because it was the one like connection point we had, especially when everything kind of shut down.
Yeah.
But now it's just become like hanging out, we keep hanging out and we get a word, of course, from one another, but just a chance to check in just like you all do sort of in this e-cafe setting and kind of hear how people's weeks have been. And like Hannah, shout out to Hannah, the Beltayers, just praying for them to get home. Those type of things just happen sort of every week. Yeah.
That's powerful. Like so now let me ask, like a lot of people might say like, hey, it's not in person. I don't get to see everyone in person. Like, how do I manage that? Right? Like, is it still the same? Do I still feel connected?
Yeah, so I would say in this virtual world, I know for my profession, everything is become virtual still. So you might have a little bit of Zoom anxiety. I want to acknowledge that, but we'll come on. We'll still play the games that we would if we were going to do it in person. It might be a little corny, if you will, at times, but we'll still do it in that way. We'll still take the prayer requests. We'll still go for the word, the jokes, all of that will still happen just in a virtual space. So if anything, what I would argue is that there is less of a reason for you to miss because, hey, I can be at my grandparents, I can be in the car, and tune in. So that flexibility, I think, has been awesome, for people as well.
Look, that's super powered here. I'm in the comments as well, looking here. There's I think that's super powerful. Like coming into it, I think we have tried to do some form of small groups or life space for a while as a church. I mean, maybe well over like 5-6 years.
Yeah.
But there was always this we're heavily like commuter church, right? There are people that show up from an hour away, 2 hours away, 3 hours away, right? That come to church, and sometimes it's tough. It's like, oh, I want to meet for small group on a Wednesday evening, and people are like, well, it would take me till about 9 o'clock to get there through traffic.
Yep.
Then I could probably be home by 1 a.m. So a lot of times it felt like, well, oh, I can't work for this reason, I can't work for that reason. But I think there was something powerful, like the pandemic kind of went, well, I guess we have to do it online. And then all of our excuses for not being able to do it kind of vanished at that point, right? So like, I don't know, I kind of found that like there was something that kind of grew right out of that spot there. So I mean, and by the way, do you feel the same thing? And then I'm asking in comments for anybody else who's ever been a part of a life space or small group, what did it do for you? What did you find when it's went well? You know, like sometimes you may be in something that just doesn't click for you, but the times it really went well, what did you gain from that experience? So Chuck, what do you gain from yours?
Yeah, I first of all, I 100% agree. I would say that this is, if anything, a part of the shift or switch, if you will, to what has happened from the pandemic. Because I think, if anything, it allowed another way for us to connect on a consistent basis. And I think for me, I don't always have good weeks. I know. So even as the leader, it allows me to draw from other people's experiences, encouragement. And that's not always about a scripture, right? That could just be about a circumstance, a story that someone shares that just is a seed for me for that next week, right? And so I definitely have taken that away. And then also just deepening relationships with people that maybe I didn't have the space to in the past, right? Or the opportunity in the past. I know there's something in Pastor was touching on today, like there are certain limitations, if you will, to the way that we've done church historically. And I think that this is a way to do church in a different way and to really connect with people on deeper levels. So those are the two, I guess, takeaways for me, for sure.
Wow. No. I'm definitely with that, man. Like I think that's been one of the biggest things for us, right? Has been, we've been just getting a chance to connect with people beyond just the smiles and the short conversations at church, right? There's just something more, right? I think it's not just a time where everybody tries to show how much they know about the Bible, right? But it's a time where, like, through that experience, you really get to understand what people, hence why Hannah can say, we got a house, and we were like, like ready to run in circles. Yeah. Because you know somebody else's journey, right?
Well, you know what? I don't think, I'll be honest, I don't think it started that way. You know what I mean? I think initially when we started our small group, we were meeting, and you know, it's kind of like you're learning the group setting, you're getting to know one another. And it actually, for us, for our group, we've been together as well since the beginning of the pandemic, so it's been a little over a year now, which is crazy. But what really changed it was when actually one of our group members was like, hey, like, we need to actually do this we need to connect outside of this space. Like, we need to kind of grow and get to, and like just follow up with each other during the week. And so we actually like launched like, you know, like a little a WhatsApp group to kind of just be like, hey, pray for me, I'm going through this, hey, we're doing this, oh, hey, we're doing that. And like, as a result of that, like, we're literally family. Like, I mean, just, we are living life together, and we're not even in person, right? Like, crazy. But we're having the opportunity to journey with each other, and we're seeing God move in people's lives, and we're praying, and we're celebrating with people, because it's become more than just a place where we come and talk and, you know, learn about the Bible, but we've actually built community with these people. Like, these are our family, you know. And so it's been so good. It's been so good.
Yeah, to that statement, you said the support from small group has been amazing. I said, we're so grateful for the opportunity. Yeah. And Ryan said, the life space experience gives you a different picture of your church friends. So you see them as humans just like you. And seeing their humanity gives you permission to be human as well. Yeah. Awesome word. So you're just preaching today, Ryan. That's what you're saying. That's just the goal. No, it is. And I would almost say, and if we're gonna be honest, the first couple weeks it takes a while. Like sometimes it takes a while. Like you're kind of like, hey, haha. Right? It takes a while before
the chemistry.
That kind of cohesion.
Yeah,
that's a great word.
There are gonna be times where you might not feel like going. in the beginning, and then after a while it starts to go like,
You can't miss it. You feel like, oh,
don't wanna miss it.
I don't want to miss it. Yeah.
no, that's, and I think what made it really good is specifically for if we're thinking about, and this is where I want to shift our conversation here a little bit to our part of what we kind of talked about in the sermon today, like where church was when we were headed. Like we were just starting to do family and friends more often, right? Which is, you know, another layer of connection here where people open their homes. Actually, I would say like David or Kara, as you guys as newer people to that process, how would you guys describe family and friends from your experience? Like what that was for those who have no idea what I'm talking about.
Do you want to talk, or you want me to start?
Sure, go ahead.
Well, so you know, for us as the new pastor family, it was really good. We hosted, I think, 1 or 2 family and friends, and for us, it was good to be able to. It was like pastoral visitation, but like they came and visit us at our house. But for us, it was this very nice way of connecting with church people on a level that you can't at a church service or after church in the lobby, you know, as much as we try.
Yeah, it was just nice to just be around people with no, like, we don't have to leave. Like, we can just sit here and just enjoy church together. And it was like a conversation. I don't know. It was just nice.
Yeah. It's if you know what, and it feels like, you know, when you're in college, I don't know, when you take like a mission trip or you go on a trip in college to like study abroad or whatever, like those people you go with, you become better friends with, even if you thought you were kind of close. And so with family and friends and we had different sets of people over twice. So it gave us that extra like, hey, why don't we call so-and-so this week and see if they, before the pandemic, if you want to go, if we want to have dinner, or hey, why don't you connect with, and it does provide you that opportunity to now have that next level of friendship. And I think that's the main win, because let's be honest, like I came in doing these family and friends and I was not like like when I look back on like the part that I played in the video, it was so awkward and because I wasn't used to it. Like you guys had been doing
we didn't
this.
Understand what it was. It was very like
so as the one who was doing the thing, I was like
so what are we supposed to do?
But now I realize like, okay, yeah. So yeah, the win for those groups is the friendships, connections, relationships you make. And the study is like the cream on, you know, what do they call it?
The cherry on top.
The cherry on top, yeah.
Cream of the crop. That's a different.
I think.
Or something.
Yeah, but the cherry on top.
So I have a question, right? So even with that kind of idea, that was like a different way. Right, I said Lucas was asking about family and friends. Is the coronavirus over enough that we can do family and friends again?
Aww.
It'll be on its way, Lucas. It'll be on its way, bro. It'll be on its way.
It's on its way.
All right. So let me ask that, David. When you were to ask a question to you, I'll ask this. I'll kind of toss this question out. Chuck, could you hang with us for a few more minutes?
Yeah, I'm here.
All right. So I have this question here. When we were talking about the sermon today, you made this statement where you kind of asked like we've been through the last 13 months, and you said, you know, we don't want to waste those 13 months. I don't want to ask this.
Just open the question up, and then I'll try not to answer.
Okay. Leilani was asking, did anything challenge you from the word today, right? So when you were talking about, and
this is for the chat.
For the chat. So I'm tossing this out to the chat here, but they'd have to remember exactly where they were.
Yeah.
But anything challenge you as he was talking about like, hey, leaving behind, things from the last 13 months that you've been dealing with in the coronavirus, or moving into something new, or were you challenged by anything that kind of popped up? So I'll start there before I ask any follow-ups. So anything for anybody here before we push it to the comments?
I mean, I think for me, when we started in the pandemic, I was at my mom's house, and I just remember being so anxious to get back to David and just wondering, like, are the state lines going to close? What's going to happen? And then just texting him like all hours of the night. Like I would wake up and I just was so full of anxiety. And then I think, you know, kind of like the beginning of this year, 2021, I know somebody mentioned, like having a word. I don't know. I can't remember who it was. Maybe it was like Sarah Fish or somebody mentioned like having a word for the year.
Sarah.
And and I think, I kind of thought about that. And then probably maybe like in February, I just felt this word like dependence, come to me. And it just became, okay, this whole time, like your whole, you've been so dependent on, okay, like, yes, I have to get a job. So I have a salary and we have like all of these things lining up. And then when it came down to like, are we going to have enough toilet paper, And it was just like that utter just dependence on, like God is in control. And so even if things seem like chaos to me, and I think, even listening to David's sermon to him, like even kind of talking with him about it this week and just hearing that, it's just a continual affirmation of that, like trust on God. And I think a lot of times when we talk about trust, I feel like we think about it in human terms, like I can trust you until you hurt me. But then, then we have to build it back up. And so it's like shifting that trust to like complete trust in God and saying, like I can be fully depend on you. So I think that is just kind of been, like it's like the training wheels, I guess, to like, okay, like what's the next step? It's like, okay, I got to get this like dependence kind of that. I don't know. That's just kind of what was sticking out to me. I don't know if that makes sense.
I can definitely jump in and resonate with what you're saying, Kara. I think also the analogy that he used about sort of standing in the shallow versus the deep. I think for me, that's exactly where I was as well. So to your point of like last year was like a continuous, felt like we were in the deep. But the reality is that probably, at least a friend of mine said, that probably caused us to lean in more, to be dependent more. And so coming out in 2021, on the other side of it, can I still have that deep mentality while in the shallow, maybe, even though the circumstances are sort of evening out? Can I maintain that sort of that deep trust based upon what happened in the past? So I definitely resonate with that as well. And I think it can be easy now that, things are opening up and, oh man, I can go to the restaurant and not feel uncomfortable to a certain extent. Right. And it's like, oh, I'm back on my own,
Right.
But in reality, that's like the illusion of control, right? I still don't necessarily have a control over what's going on, but I have to make sure that I'm, keeping the same mindset, even though the circumstances may change.
Right.
Yes. Yeah, Charles, you just said something that I think resonated with me, specifically because on a journey that I'm currently on, but that idea of control, right? Like, that was a big realization for me this year. I mean, I think I've always known that I like to have control, but I was never faced with it in the way that I was faced with it this year. And to be in a place where I feel like God has asked, specifically has asked me, like, I need you to finally let it go. Like, I need you to finally like, every step you make, every move you take. It's like a song, right?
Every step. You guys,
Anyway.
I'll do an interpretive dance for you.
Right. So it's to let go of control. And when I think about, David's the word today, I think about that's exactly what Jesus was asking them to do. It's like I just thought about it right now. I'm like, wow, like the second time he asked them to go out, it wasn't because he knew that. I mean, he knew they were fishermen. Jesus knew that they knew what they were doing. Wow. But it was almost like the second time around was like, you're doing it out of your own control, out of your own, ability, knowledge, understanding. I need you to go back out to the deep waters because I need you to relinquish control and trust what I'm saying. And you see it, how the response from the disciples was like, we already did it, right? Like, what can you tell me? What can you add to this process for me?
You're a carpenter.
Yes. But it was this sense of like, well, I need you to actually let go. I need you to let go. This is everything and move towards that, right? So it was just a powerful reminder.
Look, man, first off, You sent the chat off in a wrong direction there, Ronnie.
Me?
With every step you take, you kind of sent
Wait,
a
no,
little-
no. I think she's talking about.
No,
what is,
no,
No,
that's the
that's
line.
the
That's
rest
the
of
That's
the
the next
song.
line.
Oh.
That's the next line of the song.
Yeah.
My
See,
bad, my
look,
bad.
Second, look at all you guys. Bring it back to Jesus.
Oh my gosh, we need to have a karaoke
Your
night.
eyes. Oh, that'd be done. I'd be down
Yes,
for
yes.
that. Yes, I'd be
I
down for that.
will make an
I'll be down with
executive decision as the pastor that we have a karaoke night. I get first
Turn your
pick
eyes
on the
upon
song.
Jesus, you guys. Listen,
I'll be watching you, Jesus.
There you go. There you go. There you go. All right.
Hey.
So, question: everybody here is talking about the deep as if it's a good place, right? Like that's where God can blah blah, fully dependence, all that stuff. So, Mike, I agree. But then my question then is, if we think if the deep is so great, and that's where we get our abundance of fish, what keeps us from going into the deep? Question.
And go.
Chat, anybody in here? Any of you guys watching you? Any of the watcher yous? You can help us here from if we believe the deep is where everything's at, what keeps us from going into the deep?
I mean, just from a practical sense, why would I walk into something that I cannot see? Like, I was just being real, right? Like, why? Like, I was with my niece and nephew the other day, and we got to go to the pool, and they were like, they don't have the greatest swimming capabilities, and so everything is just being fair, they're very practical. Like, I'm not gonna go farther than like the water. Like, I can't see my feet. I shouldn't be right. And so I think in my experience, if I can't see my feet, why would I make that move, right? And I think that's probably, at least for me, what keeps me from going into the deep a lot of the times, because I'm like, it just doesn't make practical sense.
Yes. Well, it for me is fear of the unknown. Like,
Right.
I can't, like you said, right? I can't place what's there.
Mhm.
Like, even if what ends up being there is better for me than what I'm currently experiencing, I can't, like you said, like I can't see my feet. Like I can't tippy toe. I can't touch the bottom. So that fear of the unknown is a big one.
Big and what's crazy? Ryan's using an example. He's like, when you get into, it's like getting swimming. When you go in, and this is how most of us like to. Well, this is how I get into the water. I'm an incher.
Oh, absolutely.
Inch by inch. But it's cold, but it's like, it makes it like the whole experience, you're like, right? It's just so cold.
But it's funny because eventually you just like, you're like,
dive.
Okay. So what he does is like, he starts pouring water on himself, like, okay,
I spritz.
okay, and then you're like, all right, let's go, and you jump in, and I'm here like, I'm bouncing up and down, like, it's gonna get warmer, it's gonna get warmer,
I know.
and like, it's not until I fully immerse that it's just like, oh, okay, it's actually not that bad.
Definitely, there's and to that point, Regina said, if you aren't a strong swimmer, if you don't see a lifeboat or raft, then it's a definite no. Ooh.
That's a good.
Ooh.
Mercy.
Faith. Ooh. Being the only one. Woo.
That's another one.
No, listen. That's some truth, right? Like,
Yeah.
if I see 80 people swimming in the deep end, and it's just me and two other people in the shallow, I'll start to feel like, well, maybe I'm supposed to be there.
Listen.
But when I look around me and everybody's in the shallow and there's only one or two people in the deep, I kind of go, well, maybe that's not for me.
Listen. Okay. Can I share this? Can I share this story?
I don't know. Now I'm nervous. Asking permission.
So when I went, I was a missionary in the Marshall Islands for a year, and I can't swim in the deep. Like I can hang in the shallow. I can like pitter patter from one side to the other. It's just not a thing I do, right? And we are in the Marshall Islands. We have our first welcome picnic. It's about 20 other student missionaries, and we're doing this picnic by this beautiful beach. And all the SMs have their snorkel gear. Of course, I bought snorkel gear.
SM is student missionary.
Student missionary, because they told me it's on a checklist, right? Bring snorkel gear. So I'm like, I'm such a good checklister offer that I, bought the snorkel gear. And I bring it, and everybody's like, yeah, let's go snorkeling to see the coral. And I'm like dying inside, okay? I'm panicking because I'm like, oh my gosh, right? And like, so, but at the same time, I didn't want to be that one person to be like, no, I'm just going to chill by myself. All the student missionaries were going into the water, into the ocean, into the deep. And I'm like, I don't know anybody. These are new people. So I'm like, I guess I'm gonna go, right? So I turned to one of the girls that was my suite mate, and she was really nice, and I was like, hey, I don't know how to, I don't really know how to swim in the deep, and she was like, don't worry, I'll be like I'll stay with you. So I'm like, okay, cool. So like we literally like we're paddling. She's like, just put on the snorkels here, do this. She gave me a crash course, and like I'm snorkeling and like every time I would get a little farther from her, right, and I'm like seeing beneath me, and I know that I cannot touch the ground, right? Like I start to panic, and I look over, and she's like, I see her like little behind me, and she's like, I got you, like I'm here. And I made it all the way out, and people are just like, this is amazing. And inside, I'm saying, I'm gonna drown. I'm gonna drown. This is how I'm going to die. But she never left my side, right? She never left my side. And it was like, I was able to make it there and back. And I'm like, I don't know. I never did that again the whole year I was there. And I don't know how I did it that day, but I did it, you know?
Wow.
And it was because, like, based on, Kathy's experience, like, I wasn't by myself. I would have never done it if I was by myself.
I love that's a whole sermon and a half, by the way. To Dina's like, however, some of the best views can only be seen from the deep, so you couldn't see the coral unless you got to deep water.
Right.
So you either must be a great swimmer or be in contact with someone who has the power to save you, or another great swimmer, right? Like you were with somebody who was a great swimmer, right?
Yes.
Listen,
Yes.
guys. Okay, this is I'm trying to. There's so many thoughts that kind of hit me here, right? Like I think about even like church world, right? Like we live a very, very safe life, right? Like I live personally, I'm not speaking for anybody, everybody else in the chat is going to be different than me. I'm just going to speak from just me. I'm coming to you, Evie, I see you. There's this, I often try to live a life where if God doesn't come through, I'd still be okay.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Right? Like in the shallow, I don't really need a lifeguard, right? I don't need someone to save me. So I still pray. I'll still fast. I'll go to church. I'll give to the poor. I'll do whatever God asks me to do. As long as if he doesn't come through,
Right.
I can take care of me.
Right.
And I think for me, the times where it's struggling for me to go out into the deep, it is that fear that I kind of like, well, if God doesn't come through out there, I'll drown. Because I'm not a good enough swimmer to handle out there, right? So I think it's kind of like, I'll stay where if he doesn't come through, I'll still be okay.
Yeah.
And I think that's the struggle right there, man.
Exactly.
I want to do and Janessa gave us here, it said, ultimately wanting to rely on myself.
Yeah.
I want to do a quick pause here while we're talking about being in the deep and dealing with some of these things. Anybody want to give some more background? I know, but anybody want to give some more background to the situation here? That knows, do you know a lot of what's happening? Or Kara, do you know a lot of what's happening?
I don't. I mean, sort of ish. David, do you want to come give an update?
With Jerry?
With Jerry, yeah.
It's just
And-
the same as yesterday.
And what's going on
Well,
today?
for those who aren't on our push line, by the way, good idea to get on our push line. But for those who aren't on our push line Facebook group, just you want to just update us as to what's happening? Look at that love.
Did you see Kara?
Blushing. Look
Did you
at
see
me
Kara?
blushing.
Kara Flintstone. She's like,
Oh, I was falling off the chair.
Evie through the push prayer line group. So as many of you know, Jerry is the wife of Rangel, mother to Mickey. So she's been at the hospital at Rush Copley. From the last update that we received, which I think was yesterday, I think Dave was telling us that she is on a respirator, and they do have her as critical condition because of COVID and pneumonia. And so we're gonna go, and obviously they're not gonna let us in the hospital room. But there's a window that comes out to the parking lot, so we'll be kind of gathered near there. I don't know that we'll go right in there. I'll let the hospital know that we're coming, and we're just gonna do a prayer for her so that they know. So we've been there earlier in the week. We were able to do a special anointing for her, but it's still it's day to day.
Absolutely.
So that's happening at 2:30 at Rush Copley in Aurora.
Okay, we'll definitely send our prayers. And for those who don't, you've seen Mickey before. Mickey would be the bright smiling face. She's done welcome a couple times here online, and when you walk in, you see her smile. So she also asked. She's like, please pray for my mom. She was put on a ventilator here this week. So we definitely, if you are available at 2:30 today. If you're available at 2:30 today, these are the directions. When you enter the hospital parking lot off of Ogden, go left on the first road and go around the emergency department. It'll be the first parking lot on your right. It is circled in red. And if we could be there so that Jerry and her family could know, like, okay, we're being prayed for.
And even if you can't physically be there, you can pray at 2:30. If you remember to pray with us at 2:30. There's more power. It's power in prayer.
Have mercy, man. This has been a challenging year for many of us. How are you coming out of this time here? As we're kind of landing here. Like, how are you able to, I guess, move forward? How are you able to shift coming out of this time of just challenge, this pandemic? Is there anything you're taking with you that's allowing you to, I guess, cope moving forward, or to thrive moving forward? How are you shifting? I'll put that there, and in the meantime, what I'll just state for me and for our family, something that we've been trying to do coming out of it is just making an intentional decision to swim out into deeper water. We realize that having a boat, having paddles, having a Bible, having a prayer life is meant for deep waters. And I think this time of a year where you just didn't know, right? We've lived in a year of unknowns. Chuck earlier, he called COVID this entire time period deep waters, and that's accurate. But I would almost say that all it did was reveal the fact that we've been in deep waters the whole time, right? Like it revealed the fact that we never knew what tomorrow was going to bring, right? We just believed that we did. I think it dropped the curtains from our eyes. So I think for me, my call is for all of us to say, you know what? Maybe I can push out just a little bit deeper. Maybe I can push out a little bit deeper. Any thoughts from anybody else before we land, or from the chat there on that front?
I would just say for me, a renewed commitment to listen, and maybe not have a habit of consistently telling God things that I want to do, or what I want Him to do, how I want Him to act. And I think to that idea of like we've always been in the deep and we'll continue to be in the deep. A characteristic of Christianity, if you will. I think another aspect of that is that if I am going to consistently be in that deep mindset, then I need to listen consistently as well to His instructions while I'm there. So that's been for me, is that that word that He will never leave us nor forsake us. I have to believe that and believe that He will speak to that consistently as well.
Have mercy. Have mercy. That's a fantastic place to land. But because I don't have great behavior, I will take that inspiring word and instead want to land right here. Does anyone have, Drew? We got you, my brother. Don't say we've never looked out for you. Drew Kuchera, first time. Is this? We need like a first time comment. Go.
I was gonna go grab. I actually do have a recommendation. It's very simple, but all you need is cocoa. Like you have to add cocoa to the. Okay, give me 1 second. I'm gonna break it. I'm gonna break it down.
Go.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Listen,
Here's
listen.
E-Cafe in
For
action.
those of you who throw down in the kitchen, throw your enchilada recipes in.
Help my man out.
Well, help us all out, cause I gotta cook in about.
You like I'm looking for ideas.
I might have all the elements.
All right.
Okay. Well, we came stacked.
This is a shout out to my mother-in-law, but all you
All right, let's see what
need,
we got here. Let's see what we got here.
all you need is these right here. Okay.
All right.
Chile guajillo, okay.
Okay. And then you just add a little bit of this.
Stop,
I'm so serious.
really?
I'm so serious. Just a spoonful, just a little bit in your blender. Blend it up, some water, and your enchiladas will be bomb.
Okay, show us what you had
Wow.
first. What was the first package?
First package right here. I got you.
It's chile guajillo. It's a type of pepper, right?
Okay.
It's a type of
Yeah.
like chili pepper. See?
Oh.
Yeah.
You
Okay.
probably seen it and you just pass right by it in the store like I did. You know, yeah. But
And you combine that with
a little chocolate. You know, a little chocolate helps with everything. Let's be honest. a little cocoa.
He's like, just a spoonful of cocoa makes the
Look, we all need a little chocolate in our lives.
like. Look,
Wow.
Drew's like. So you're saying I coat the chicken with
No.
That's
Don't coat the chicken. You can make the chicken. You can chop the chicken up however you want. But the sauce, the enchilada sauce, is what makes any enchilada good. That's you can do your meat however you want to do it. It's really the sauce.
Because what do you wrap? Okay, so I've never made enchiladas. So you take a tortilla, you put your
See,
chicken.
Jeremy knows. Go ahead.
So yeah, you put your chicken and then what, like cheese and stuff inside, and you wrap it.
Yeah. So you can put. So you'll make your chicken on the side, and then your sauce. This is the key to your sauce. So then you'll take the tortilla, you'll warm it just a little bit. You'll warm the tortillas just a little bit. You'll dip them in the sauce, and then you'll take your chicken and your cheese, and you'll roll them. That's the.
Oh, you put your tortilla. That's a good thing.
That's,
Yes.
So and if you fried it, wouldn't it be a burrilla? Is that how you say it? Burrilla taco, or is that different?
You're going beyond my expertise. I don't want to steer this along.
You better text your mother-in-law.
Yeah,
Where's David?
Dive into
Where's
that
David
deeply.
and
I'm not
Who
there.
else?
They want to
Who
know
else we
about
got here?
Mexican cuisine.
Jeremy and
Yeah, Jeremy, you can put
where's
your foot in some food.
Javier and Eve?
Yeah.
Guys, y'all.
Oh, yeah.
Y'all dropping the ball. Come
Yeah,
on.
Javier, you're being way too silent. I know you watch, Javier. So you right now you need to be. I know you're on YouTube, so you gotta help us out here if you got this recipe.
I just
Okay.
love how you had that stuff right there. You could just grab it, like you made it today or something.
Gotta have it handy. You gotta have
Wait,
it.
did he leave the screen and come back?
Yes,
Oh, okay.
like
I didn't
that.
see that.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm the one
like
making.
10 seconds.
No, this is he puts cocoa in his
Gotta have it.
enchiladas.
There's a statement. Jeremy-
Chimichanga.
Jeremy's-
Okay, I was gonna say that, but I didn't know if that was like
Chimichangas are so
I was-
good.
like how Americans have like taken over Mexican food and so.
Taco Bell. I love Taco Bell. I don't care what anyone says. I mean, I don't go there because it's Mexican food. I just go there because I like the way their scientists make my food taste.
They're scientists.
Just a drop of these chemicals. All right. Oh wait, question. Yeah, I don't know.
Coco Changa.
Wait, hold on. And it's just a burrito, but in a corn tortilla.
Yeah. So, I'm sure people
Enchilada.
use flour, but yes, I guess.
We'll see if David lets that pass.
Well,
David, does
no,
that
Dude,
get
I love having chile relleno burritos in California. That is like the number one. Like I love that. Like I would go there just like on a Tuesday to have that for lunch, like at that place we used to go to.
Well, I think with enchiladas, the real question is it red sauce or green sauce?
Yeah, that's the big debate.
Gotta go
Red
red
sauce.
sauce. Gotta go red sauce.
Really?
So red sauce in America,
Green.
it's red sauce, but Mexicans, like if you're a
It's
Mexican,
green.
it's green.
So
Well,
but
so
the
good.
green
that's not
sauce
true.
is the one. The green
Yeah.
one is the one that burns your esophagus lining.
Yeah. and I'm not, like depending what regions in Mexico, but my grandma would make this green sauce that like my big sister now like has honed how to make them, and so
Oh,
she kind of
so
carries on the
good.
tradition. Yeah.
Yo,
He had
okay,
me
two things.
convinced that I didn't like green sauce, and then his sister made them, and he was like, "She's not gonna like this. She doesn't like green sauce." And I was like, "Honestly, I've never had it." And then I ate it. I was like,
So
"Oh
good.
man."
My big
So
sister
good.
Marissa, she's like the best. Like she is top notch cook.
Oh,
like she
yeah.
is so good.
That's awesome.
Okay, so
Coco Changa.
there are two things I have. First off, he's calling the Coco Changa. I mean, was her real
That's
name?
good.
Because I was gonna say there's red sauce, green sauce, and apparently now there's brown sauce.
Coco changa sauce.
There's a
Well, there is that thing. What is it?
Mole.
Mole.
They-
Oh
they
yeah.
said that.
Oh okay.
That has chocolate in it, I think.
I don't
I didn't
like
even pee.
mole.
Okay, and Javier, thank you, Javier. You out here
Fun fact.
sleeping here. You out here sleeping.
Those are not made in Mexico. Wait, Javier, what's happening?
It says burritos are.
Right, that's
Wait.
true. Technically, burritos are a northern Mexico, like a northern part of
Like
Mexico.
Tex-Mex?
Yeah. So they're not really,
Wait, so what is it?
but it's authentic to like Chicanos, Mexican American, like growing up.
Wait, so you guys, so in Mexico you don't eat burritos? Do you eat
Not
Just
like we have
tacos.
today here. Yeah, it's more tacos. But like
So
the burritos are like a northern Mexican like kind of cuisine, like way north.
Okay, guys, hold on.
Interesting.
We have to stay abreast of this because I didn't realize that Drew's doing this real time here, guys. Real time. So we have to take care of our boy. We have to take care of our boy. Yo, Drew, sorry, we can't leave you alone because you're doing this. We didn't realize this was a real time event here, so we wanted to. When he's like, guys, I need to know. I need an enchilada recipe. I didn't realize that it was currently the stove was on. Like I didn't realize that. All right, there's
Oh gosh.
but yes, Charles was ready,
Oh.
and they are asking. Let's get that. Is it called birria?
I think it's. I don't know how to pronounce it. I think it's Berea. I'm saying it.
Birria. It's birria.
I don't know.
Oh,
But
I
it's where
heard
you
that.
dip the taco shell in this amazing sauce. And then
Birria.
Maria.
honestly,
Okay,
Travis, like, my
Canadians.
stomach is rumbling, and I think we about to do Magos. I love Magos. Is that
Magos does work. Okay, for a
Can
Mexican
I
restaurant,
interject? Can I interject something?
go.
For those who might be jumping onto our stream who are not a part of our community and they're asking what in the world is going on, yeah, this is what we do.
Yes.
This is Bolingbrook Church. This is how.
Yes. If you came over to David's house, this would probably be a conversation.
If this was
100%.
pre-pandemic, we would be at Magos. Remember that time we
The last time.
30 people?
Yeah.
It was like 30 people right before. And we're just like, hey,
Yeah.
everybody, let's just go to Magos. And literally the restaurant was like, wait, we can't.
What's
There's
happening?
too many people.
So when you guys said that, I was like, and this is my David Oseguera brain. I was like, is there enough space? This is not gonna work. Remember, I was like,
Yeah.
this is not gonna work. This is gonna.
It wasn't.
It
It was
worked.
so packed.
It works in the name of Jesus. But Magos is my vote. And guys, Drew's almost there.
So
But Drew-
Can I stop the chicken went by?
Drew, we are. I
Grab
think we're getting a little off
crust.
base. I think we're getting a little off base. Go. Oh, maybe we're not. Chuck, what are you saying?
Well, I was gonna say maybe switch it up. So this, I don't know, David, are you familiar with? I'm sure you are. But my favorite Mexican dish is actually not enchiladas, not tacos. It's actually sopes. Sopes, I think, is the best, and it's easy. It's much easier than because I don't know, Drew. It sounds like we're on a different track right now.
We're trying to help you, man. We're trying to help you, Drew. We're trying to help
He's
you, my
out
brother.
here, yo, listen, about to s'more that thing on a fire pit. Straight fire. Just add some graham cracker crust, and you could roast it over the fire pit, Drew. We got you. You see what I'm saying? We on the spot. We be helping people.
Yo.
We saving lives out here.
And if his son was if you thought his son was disappointed before,
Wait, just wait.
you just wait.
Oh,
We're
no.
now talking. Drew, you got this, man. We believe in you, my brother. Go into the deep.
You can do it.
Go in, swim into the deep, man. Swim into the deep.
Just send us a picture.
No, okay. All joking aside, Drew. Real talk. We need DM us a picture here of your final. What
And we'll-
happens here at the end?
Chicken
And we'll crown it or frown it next week.
Yes, okay. Oh, no, real talk. Okay, and then we'll crown it or frown it next week. I'm down for that.
I love it.
And-
I love it.
And listen, if it doesn't work out, you know exactly who to blame. All right? His name is Charles Hammond.
See, man, y'all making this a walk off.
CAMM.
A-C-K.
Look.
All right. We got our Mexican restaurants. We'll let you guys go. We'll let you guys go.
Taqueria El Valle.
Yeah. Taqueria El Valle they're from. Sorry, I gotta say this because
Where's
it's
that at?
it's where the old Dunkin' Donuts used to be, right by the church. If you come out of the church to the right, it's that first shopping center. You're gonna miss it if you blink, but they have the best Mexican food that I've tasted. I've had like, yeah. They don't have a menu when you.
Above Magos?
Yeah, well, yeah, it's like more taqueria style. That's
Okay,
why. So
okay.
it's slightly more authentic. But they have they don't have a menu when you go walk in, so you better know what you're asking for.
So
You can go on Grubhub and see the menu there, but
Oh, okay. Okay.
All right.
it's the
Let's
best.
get it up.
All right, guys.
So Taqueria El Valle or
Valle.
Taqueria El Vale. Either
Oh,
way.
jeez.
uh,
You were wrong both ways.
El Vele.
El Vale.
Vale.
I don't know. Taqueria. You could take. All right, let me stop there. All right. Blessings on blessings on blessings on blessings, and be prepared when you go. It's legit no menu.
That's you know it's good.
Okay, no. Okay, here's how I'm
That's
having it. All right, we go. You guys ready? You guys ready? Here we go. There we go. No, I'm ready for my sermon. Here we go. Listen. There's legit no menu. Kind of like when you're following Christ into this season, right? So listen, you ain't gonna see what's on the menu, but you better believe it gonna taste good.
Hey!
It's gonna taste
Mercy.
good. Look, no menu,
Amen.
no prices,
Yeah.
just dope food.
Hey!
Jeremy, let's go.
Oh my goodness.
Let's go. Let's follow. This is the new season. This is the shift. This is the shift right down into our Coco Changas. There we go.
Oh no.
Blessing and a happy Sabbath. Take care, everybody.